to the show. H-bomb in the lab, cook it, fiddle on screen. Zesty vibes loud, turn cringe to a meme. All your filters off, it's a wild reveal. One edit from me and the fiction gets real. Zesty Phil.
I noticed some of you have not subscribed to our channel yet. Please remember to hit that subscribe button if you like our videos.
Play that tape.
Good morning, sir. Any thoughts on the Seattle mayoral race? Looks like turnout is very low. The socialist candidate is ahead. They're all socialists out here. They're literally, like, I don't even know what you mean. Everyone who runs for office out here is a Democrat, heavy, insanely extreme left-leaning, not even like moderate Democrats. They're all like what, insane over-the-top leftists. So it's like two socialists going head-to-head. I mean, I don't really care. Plus, I don't live in Seattle. I wouldn't be able to vote on it anyway. So, thanks. Anyway. I was going to say your name is 220 from now on. There you go. Okay. I'm shocked the Mortal Kombat stuff actually is doing well on the channel when it comes to, like, overall views on the videos. They have more views than most of the games I'm playing right now. I'm shocked. I didn't think that classic Mortal Kombat would get that kind of attention, but people are liking it. Not to say that it's groundbreaking views. I mean, we're talking between 1,000 and 2,000 views a video, but you gotta understand that, number one, I'm not getting ad blocker views anymore. Like, those have been removed, and I would argue probably a hell of a lot of people watch with ad blocker on, so probably they really are 2,000 to 3,000 views, but, you know, I wasn't getting credit for that anyway. But it is the most viewed thing I'm doing right now. So, yeah, pretty cool. I want to play more. What I want to do is Mythology Sub-Zero. That game apparently is infamously bad, and, you know, people have really enjoyed watching me suffer through this collection, so I think it's going to be a fun thing to do on Thursday. That I'm excited for. Here's what I'm nervous about. Tonight's late stream. Why am I nervous about tonight's late stream? It's Ninja Gaiden 4. And to be honest, I don't think Ninja Gaiden 4 is really working that well anymore. Ninja Gaiden 4 is incredibly repetitive. It's literally run around, run into enemies, fight them, run around, run into enemies, fight them, fight them, fight them, fight them, boss fight, fight them, fight them, blue into platforming, fight more enemies, fight, fight, fight. It's very repetitive to the point where last stream, people were bored. And we're only like 3 or 4 streams in, which is why I haven't played the game in a week. So I'm very interested to see if Ninja Gaiden tonight is going to do well. If it doesn't do well, we're probably just going to say, well, it is what it is. We're not going to play it anymore. But I'm curious. Like, it's not that I don't like the game. I do. I think that the combat is fun, but it's so repetitive. It's hard to say that that kind of game holds water in 2025 when we have advanced past that repetitive formula of just combat, 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 combat in most games that we play today. You know, earlier this year, we did Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and I think the reason that playthrough resonated was because it was a blast from the past. It felt like a retro game. We haven't seen that in a while, but now we're playing Ninja Gaiden 4 only like 6 months later, and it feels like we're playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black again. It feels like the same game, just with better graphics and, you know, different story, but it's the same game, essentially, right? So, there you go. I guess we want to see how it goes tonight. If you guys come by tonight, this is like the important stream for Ninja Gaiden 4. If it goes well, I'll keep playing it. If it ends up being a dud, then, you know, we're done with it. Sucks because I've had great momentum. Like, everything I'm doing recently has been doing really well. Pokemon has its own viewers and community that come by and hang out and name the Pokemon and have a great time and support the stream. Mortal Kombat, its own audience of fighting games, classic stuff, you know, rage bait stuff because I'm raging at the game. If people are, like, excited to see me be frustrated, you know, that's been working. Permanent Souls 2, people who want horror, right? That has its own audience. And so, a Silk Song, of course, you know, a Metroidvania with the best of the year, if not the best of many years, right? So, those are all having a good time, good audience, but I don't know if Ninja Gaiden 4 really has much of an audience. That's kind of the problem. I guess we'll have to see. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like my shirt. Are you not the same person from yesterday who said that you couldn't stick around because of your schedule, but because you have the same avatar, but you changed your name? What's up, Filipino? How you doing? Thank you. Pupe? Your name is Pupe Dick. Where do you come up with these names? It's disgusting. Absolutely revolting, and I had to say it on my stream. Anyway, any chance I'll check out the Ghosts and Goblins Street Fighter 6 collab? First off, why is Street Fighter 6 doing a Ghost and Goblins collab in November? Why didn't they do that in October for Halloween? That's number one question. And number two, no, I don't want to play Street Fighter 6. I have zero desire to play the game. I haven't played it in many, many months. Like, when was the last time I played it? May or something like that. I don't like the game anymore. I'm bored of it. I find it extremely tedious, extremely repetitive, uninspired. Every time that they claim they're rebalancing it, it's the same. It's the same rush down. It's the same boredom gameplay. So I don't really give a shit. It's like, are they ever going to actually make the game different or better? Like, just because you tweak the top tiers slightly doesn't mean you've done any work on the game at all. What about Lily, the worst character in the game who I like and still sucks and you never make her better? Are you ever going to improve her? Or do we just throw the character away because you're lazy? So unless they actually put work into it, I don't give a shit. I'm never going to go back to it. So yeah, sadly, the leaderboard still isn't working for Kicks apparently. But if you do any Kick contributions today of 100 or more over on Kick, I will give you a shout out and manually play an animation for you. This is the final stream that will count for this week towards Kick. For me, after this, they do like a cut-off midday. So today, if you could support, if you're watching on Kick, subs and Kick should be greatly appreciated on this stream. But everything is always appreciated, whether it's super chats or memberships over on YouTube, whether it's subs or Kicks on Kick, or whether it's tips, which anyone can do via my PayPal. All appreciated. Thank you guys so very much for supporting the content. We're still early, but we get some early support. That would be outstanding. It's some shout-outs going early on. Also, remember, today we're playing Pokemon during the Pokemon streams for a $20 contribution. Whether it's a $20 super chat, $20 tip, 2,000 kicks, or 4 subs on Kick, you can name a Pokemon in my game, and I will add that Pokemon to my party for this stream. This is an extra long Pokemon stream, 3.5 to 4 hours of gameplay. Today would definitely be the day to do it and take advantage early so that Pokemon's in my party all stream. Why not take the holiday off? But were you not listening to what I just said, Grim Job? My wife has made it clear she doesn't want me mucking up the cooking on Thanksgiving. So it makes sense for me to stream so I can stay out of her hair, and then we could eat together and I'll help her clean up after the fact. Like, she literally doesn't want me down there in her, messing around. Is she afraid I would catch the house on fire? No, she's afraid that I would get in her way. Like, what would I really realistically do down there? Maybe get some ingredients together for her or whatever, but she's going to be the one preparing all the dishes, cooking all the dishes, timing the cooking of the dishes. If I'm down there, I'm just going to be in her way. Why is a croissant in my background? Because I'm a very hungry person, and so I always like to have food on hand. And so here at any moment, if I'm playing on, oh man, I need a snack, I could just, eat the croissant live on stream. In reality, it's the opposite. I never snack or do anything like that on stream. It's only if we have a scheduled DSP Tries It episode that I ever do stuff like that. But I always take my work time as this is the time for me to be streaming and doing work, not eating, drinking, and partaking and stuff like that. I always, separate that. It's weird because I feel like a lot of streamers don't. A lot of streamers just sit around all day eating and drinking on their streams. I would never want to do that, I've always separated the two. Besides Wings, is there any other internet persona you like to interview? Yes, but they're never going to let me interview them. It's like I said, last year, I started reaching out and contacting a bunch of people. Some people were like internet personas. Some people were like people from various different gaming communities, other community commentary communities. I had at least 3 different people who were incredibly interested in doing content with me. And then, when they researched the situation, because, they knew who I was, but they weren't familiar with my situation, per se. Then they would all look into it, and then they come back when I get time to try to schedule them. It'd be like, nah, on second thought, I looked into it, and you're really one of the most harassed people on the internet with the amount of trolling you get. We found out about Huey Farms, and we found out about these idiots who have entire channels dedicated to you. And the last thing that we need is to be in that content. We don't need that negative association. It's not you because you're not making that content. But the fact that people are doing that every day with anything you're involved in, we can't be involved in it. So because of that, they all backed out. I had people from various. I had one would have been a fascinating interview. This one interview about the history of a certain gaming community and stuff like that. It would have been absolutely amazing. And then I had another one where it was something you never would have suspected. It was something completely out of left field, but it actually, I think, would have been fascinating content. Okay? The thing is, I'm never going to tell you what it is, because if I do, people will go harass those people. So I'm never going to tell you what it is. I'm like, always keep it a secret. But it just sucks because I did the work. I put in the time. I was up some nights. I was fucking writing 100 messages a night to different people, feelers going out there. I was talking to fucking PR groups and shit, and none of it came to anything. I worked my butt off for several months there trying to get shit done, and I couldn't lock anything in because of my trolls. Yeah, I guess it's an interesting way Kratos fanboy calls it the troll firewall. That is kind of an interesting thing, because you know what they call it is the vortex. These idiots are a vortex around me. I'm at the eye of the storm, living normally, living my life, making fun content, ignoring all the nonsense around me and outside of me, because I don't care. It doesn't really affect me and my core content in any way. I just go through like doing my own thing. But these idiots who just orbit around me, orbiters, right? They're orbiting around me. Can't stop getting involved, got to make content about it constantly. They almost become this insulation from me being able to reach out and do content with other creators. It has nothing to do with me. No, Pedro, the problem is, he says, just ignore them and they go away. That's the complete wrong answer. I ignored them for many, many, many years, and all that happened is they just became more empowered to say more toxic things about me. They created their entire communities based around negative memes and stereotypes about me that weren't actually factually true at all. Maybe based on a tiny little thing here or there that actually happened, and they extrapolate upon it and blow it the fuck up. Like, my wife comes on a stream last year. She gets treated very badly by my trolls of the internet. She basically says, well, I don't want to go on stream anymore. Now the narrative is she left me. No, she just doesn't want to be in my content anymore because she got bullied. How does that equate to she left me? There's not even a logical equation there, but that's what they say. You see? So ignoring it just allows them to keep going and make monetized content about it. The thing is, there's absolutely nothing that I could do to stop any of it. Unless I have lawsuits, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to hire a lawyer and go to lawsuit heaven and just start slapping people with cease and desists, which I could do legally, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be here doing my own positive content and ignoring them. But the funny part is, you say, you got to ignore the trolls, don't bring them up. Well, when did I bring them up? You guys did. You asked me a question, I answered logically and honestly. There you go. That's the answer. Did I bring up any specific trolls? Oh, I don't even know my trolls, most of them. Like I said, I didn't even know who they were until people told me who they are. I don't pay attention. I don't give a shit. Every day there's a new 10 of them anyway, so why do I care? I don't give a fuck about it. See, I do understand it now, because some people say, I don't understand how people could be like that. It's an entire generation of people. They're terminally online, meaning they've been online since the day they were born. So most of their existence they feel is online. Anything online is more important to them than anything offline. They formulate entire social groups and communities around online hatred because they don't have real friend groups outside of the online existence. So it's this weird virtual social relationships that they have that are very fucking bizarre. They're basically half-developed humans, and they just sit on the internet internally doing this. And then there's people who capitalize on them by preying on them. They make content that's toxic. It's not true, but it's toxic content. And they know that these people who need this kind of social existence online will feed upon and bite into that content. That's what it is. Like, I used to be like, I don't get it because I wasn't part of it. Now I've seen the big picture and I see what's going on. It's pretty disturbing because this is human existence we're talking about. We have humans who literally just live online. And they think that the online drama and nonsense is important when it's not. It doesn't affect anything that happens offline. But they're that crazy. They're that plugged in all day. They feel like that's human existence. It's fucking not. At all. It's not. But I keep telling people, it doesn't matter how many people say nasty things about me. As long as I'm still making content, people like it, they support it, and I can support my family. Why do I give a shit about what these idiots say about me online? I'm doing great right now, Ashley. So why would I give a shit? But that's it to them. That's the core of their existence. Is like, this is the most important thing to them. So as long as they're part of this weird, disgusting social group online, they're happy. So we'll hang up for a few more minutes. I'm hoping to build up attendance a little bit more for Pokemon before we begin today. We'll see. But it would be great. We get some early support of the stream today. If you're just tuning in and you want to support Pokemon or you want to just support my channel in general, anything would be appreciated this morning. Let's get our first super chat of the day. Let's do that right now. Someone lay down a super chat. Let's get our first tip of the day right now. Or how about our first sub of the day over on Kit? Or our first membership of the day? Right now, we have some kicks. But let's go. Let's do something different. Let's get some other support in, okay? If someone does a $20 contribution to name a Pokemon early, you'll be getting the maximum value out of that because I would put that Pokemon in the party right away when we start, and you'll be able to see them all day on stream. How much is the name of Pokemon? $20. So any contribution method is acceptable, like 4 subs on Kick, 2,000 kicks on Kick, $20 super chat, $20 kit, all that's acceptable. You know, I don't know. Arzendova says, did you close your Patreon page? Will you use it in the future for anything specific? I didn't close it, but it's just a legacy thing. You notice I never mention it. Basically, my Patreon page is just for people who've watched my content for a very long time. And they want to, like, passively behind the scenes support my content with like $1 a month, something like that. That's it. That's really all it's for. I don't even mention it actively because I feel like there's many other ways that you could support that would make more sense, like contributing during a stream, being a member, doing a super thanks on a video. All that is more active than what I do today. Literally, the people who are still sub to my Patreon are just people who've been doing it for like 10 years. And they just want to throw me a couple bucks a month because they like my content. And it's like a legacy format. You know what I was saying? Bam. Would I actually ever actively use my Patreon again for something like more active today? I don't know. I have no idea. Kratos Fanboy says, I hope you'll do DSP tries it by Friday. I'm going on vacation this weekend. It's going to be an extended break. I don't want to miss this one. Well, number one, it's on demand. I mean, even if you go on vacation, you're going to have internet at some point. You could always check it out on DSP Reacts. And number two, at least now, with the pacing we've been having, it looks like we actually will do DSP tries it by the weekend. But we need 5 more goals, and we've got today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. That's 8 opportunities to hit goals, right? Although, admittedly, like I said, I'm a little nervous about tonight. I don't know if Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to survive. Last time we played, people seemed pretty bored and disengaged with it. To be honest, tonight, if I start playing it and people don't care about it in the first hour, I may just do an impromptu chill with Phil and just say, forget this playthrough. It's just not that interesting anymore, you know? So, but we'll see. But yeah, I might be doing it by the weekend. We'll see. All right. If you like that idea, you want to see it, then please support the channel. Let's get some support going right now. Right now we have 1 super chat and we have 1 kick contribution, and that's it. Right? Let's go. Let's get some tips. Let's get our first sub of the day over on Kick. Let's get a bigger tip, let's get a bigger super chat than $2, right? Let's get that momentum going. Okay. Real quick, I know I'm going to go use the restroom, and then we're going to begin with Pokemon. So now would be the perfect opportunity. If you guys were going to contribute to name a Pokemon when boot it up, right at the beginning of the stream would be the best time to do it, because then you'll be able to have that Pokemon in my party the entire stream. So if you've been sitting here waiting to contribute, say how and name a Pokemon, think about it right now, and in a moment we'll boot it up, and we'll get that going. Okay?